What is up? Not my brain, I'll tell you that. Okay, so, guys, okay, I really want to get onto this conversation of alcohol, okay? Um, I know I was supposed to do some other stuff that I was talking to a lot of my friends about, but that's okay because when life gives you lemons, you don't take shots of tequila, okay? You don't take shots of tequila and let the lemons watch you drink it because you need a chaser. No. What you do is you make lemonade or you get some carne asada tacos and you put some carne, some lemon on it. Yeah, okay. Anyways, that really just went on in my brain. Yeah. Um okay, so the topic for alcohol, do you guys think that there is an alcoholic problem in this world? Think about it. Majority of this world drinks alcohol. Okay, majority. I'm not saying everyone. Majority. And if you guys know me, you guys have known that I've had like an alcoholic problem. And yeah, I went from being, when I was young, against it to drinking, to drinking excessively, to drinking like every day, all the time, to cutting it down, to now I don't want to drink at all. I don't want to. I want to just not drink at all. And to getting to the point where now me drinking, I feel I don't feel right. I feel like guilty, and not really necessarily guilty. I don't feel right with myself when I drink now. And um if you know me, you know that if you've known me like even when I was drinking to now, you know how much I used to drink before. And like if you know me now, you know like I'm trying not to drink anymore. I'm even seeking help on not drinking anymore. Um I'm I feel like I'm falling off my chair and I'm not. I feel like I'm falling off my chair and like my bottom is like fully on it. Um, anyways, so if you guys know, I do cleanses from alcohol. I've always done cleanses. Sometimes I'll do more than once a year. And when I do my cleanses from alcohol, normally I get off social media as well. Sometimes I will, once I get back on social media, I delete people. And it's nothing personal. It's just what it is. Um, and now me doing alcohol cleanse and actually trying to stop drinking alcohol in general, um, I noticed I'm going to start not hanging out with a lot of friends. Um, and it's not nothing bad. It's like we can hang out without alcohol. And if we can't, I'm not going to force you to do something I'm on the journey of, but I will not be a part of being around for that. Um, just because if you're not going to support me, I'm going to support myself. But um, I noticed me not drinking alcohol, I am turning that into, I guess like it's my withdrawal or something. I do get more anxious. But I'm more self-aware of myself. Um, I notice I do eat a lot more. I'm eating a lot more. Um, which is okay. But also at the same time it's not, because it's okay to eat more if it's like giving nutrients to your body, but to me that's I don't know if I'm going to say the word right. Glutening, gluttony. I'm not the brightest when it comes to knowing on words, but it's okay. Um, and I think that overeating a lot is not good. Me getting help now is I really like the colors that it does. I'm sorry, but that's just um me getting help now is cool, and I do like how I make it known that yes, I'm seeking help, but I'm not relying on a human's help, if that makes any sense. It is nice to get extra help and have like support, um, but I don't rely on it, and I did emphasize that it's not necessarily like my therapy and stuff like that that's really controlling me to, or not controlling, but help supporting me to refrain from all that. And yes, they do help, but that's not, I don't I don't listen to my therapist a lot. If you guys know me and you guys, have seen me, I don't listen to my therapist a lot. I probably would have gotten myself way less trouble if I actually listened to humans, shall I say. Um I think like the way I told, I did an alcoholic anonymous like program type thing, and I have therapy in that, and I have group therapy, and I also have therapy with my own therapist. And like I say, is what's helping me more and what's keeping me more motivated is within my religious beliefs. um it's helping me not do it, and I think also too, like the way I've had an experience on this. One of my experiences uh is one of the times I did go out drinking. I was supposed to be the DD. Did not work out. I even had some people tell me they thought I got roofied, but I don't think I did. I think I just got really, really drunk. Um, First of all, I shouldn't have even gone out with the people that I went out with. Um, I think the whole situation was a mess, and I think at that time I was a mess mentally, which is not an excuse for my actions, but it's to kind of more like understand it. Um, I still can't even wrap my own head around it. Um, but I did have an experience, and I was even telling the um lady in the alcoholic anonymous, I swear, whatever the hell it's called, um program. I'm gonna say the alcohol program. Okay, guys, that's all I'm gonna say is alcohol program. But I was telling them that I did have an experience after, and that's kind of what like helped a little bit too. What, like, there's a bunch of different reasons why, and different explanations of what led to me not drinking anymore either. But one of the reasons why I said I wasn't gonna get drunk anymore is, first of all, my religious beliefs. Second of all, I don't like the feeling anymore. I do like the feeling to an extent, like that little feeling that gives you good feeling for that little time that's not really worth it. Um, but I did get, that good feeling. It was nice, don't get me wrong. Being drunk is sometimes it gives you good feeling. Um, like it gives you whatever the word is called. I can't think right now. But um I got so drunk and blacked out. And first of all, I noticed no matter how much I black out, I've noticed in every situation I've gotten totally blacked out drunk a few times, and each time I still remember certain parts, and I do remember, and I'm somehow conscious. I don't understand. I don't know how to explain it, and to me, if someone else told me this, I would be like, you're tripping. Either you're not blacked out drunk or something. But for some reason, when I get blacked out drunk and if somebody wants to do something, or if there's something that can risk my life or whatever, I remember it. I don't know how. I remember it. And I know how to say no. It's weird. I think there was only one time though that I was like really blacked out drunk. And I still remember being in my car looking. I'm not going to say who, at who. Some people already know. But looking and like knocking the freak out. But I think I was so comfortable with who I seen that I was like, I don't care. Um, but during this part, back to like what happened when I got really drunk the last time I got blacked out drunk. Um, where was I leading with this? Oh, I got really blacked out drunk where I was, I guess when I was even throwing up, the person that was with me was saying like I was scaring them. And all I thought in my head, and I remember this being like little parts, you know, when you get blacked out, you can remember parts. I remember even being like, if I'm really scaring you, go call a certain person. And like, that's all in my head I wanted. And I don't know how to explain. But what I will say is after, yes, the hangover, and at that time I was in such a high phase, um, that during the hangover, when I was throwing up, I was laughing. And it's not funny, but it's just like I laugh because I trip out about it. I laugh when I trip out on something like that. Um, I was laughing at me throwing up, being hungover, like totally. I threw up everywhere being drunk. I got sick and I was still throwing up and I was laughing and I couldn't wait to do it again. I wasn't wanting to go out with the people that I went out with. I was wanting to just go get blacked out drunk again. And looking back, I'm like, damn, I should have gotten help then. Um Doing that, I didn't realize how blacked out drunk I got. And you know how they say religiously, now I understand, but they say like, you know, when you drink alcohol it means spirit. Um when you drink alcohol and you get blacked out drunk, you it's like a portal, you allow spirits and demons to get in you. I don't know if you guys have heard that. And so I don't know why I got anxious, and all I kept thinking in the back of my head was, what if I let a demon in and I didn't even realize it? And that just it was stayed in the back of my head. I had so much anxiety. Um, I remember going to work the following day because that next day I was drunk. I mean, I was hungover. Okay, after that night, that next morning and stuff, I was hungover. I was sick. I was throwing up. I was supposed to be somewhere and I didn't even care. I was like, I don't care. I didn't even really want necessarily to be there, and I was more focused on alcohol than I was on anything else. Um but the following day I still felt like I really anxious. I felt like I was like, did I allow a demon in me and I don't even realize it? Like, how do I know if it's in me? Like, I started just kind of like in my head, and I felt like, in a sense, something was behind me the whole time, following me, like trying to stay attached to me. At work, I'm freaking out. I'm straight up freaking out at work. I literally am like on the verge of having a panic attack. I'm trying to stay calm the whole time. It was just hell. This is not recently, guys. This is like earlier this year. Don't think this is recently. I'm freaking out, and this is like, I want to say this is around anywhere between like maybe May and like a little bit before June. It's around there. Maybe May. I don't know, somewhere around there. And I'm freaking out, and I'm like ready to just run out of work and like cry. And just, I don't know, I just wasn't having it. And I remember even leaving work that next day, or not the next day, that day, and freaking out. And I was like, I can't take this anymore. Like, I had, oh, that next day, it was a win. Okay, so I went out on a Tuesday. I got drunk on a Tuesday night. Wednesday, I was hungover, throwing up that next day or whatever. I went out and I drank with my sister and my brother, and we went out to eat. And I think because like my sister was paying, and we had some beers, and I had a little bit of anxiety, but I still was fine. Like the anxiety wasn't bugging me enough, like it wasn't much. The next day is when I went to work and that happened, which was a Thursday. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, this is my thought process, guys. This is how my brain works. Um, and my God, my brain wants to go somewhere else in another convo, and I just really, I hate that. I'm trying to keep my head like pulling the focus in, and this is what happens to me a lot. And I get very like extra about it. Okay, so that happened that night. It's coming back to me. That night, um, I remember going home. I came home, and I was freaking out. On my way home from work, I was praying. I was like, something's wrong. Like, something's wrong. And I remember I ended up coming home. I took care of my dogs, of course. Like, my main focus, okay, get these dogs taken care of. And it just couldn't, like, stop bugging me that, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna feed my dogs. Psh, give them their food. I get on my knees. I'm like, I start praying. I'm like, God, like, any demon that is inside me, anything that is not of you, like, remove it. Like, I'm rebuking that in the name of Jesus. And like, I just start praying and stuff. And I had worship music on in my house. I just started feeling it. I started like praying over my house. Of course, I prayed over my dogs. I prayed over myself. And then of course, like, I started feeling better. And I started praying over everybody else, everyone around me, everyone that I don't even normally like get along with. Um, I've been obviously like, since I've had like my dog pass, I learned, and it was funny because I had found peace. I found peace in God when Teeny passed. When Negative passed, I was still like, I wasn't getting it, and I think I was like, oh my gosh, like when Negative passed, I think it was didn't reality didn't hit me, because I was more like, is the ones that I was starting to live for, are they leaving me? Um, and at that time, obviously, I still had other people that I was living for around me. And then when Teeny passed, and I let everything go, and I just like lost it, I think I found my peace with God. And then like with the drinking, obviously I still had that issue, and then I realized after praying and everything, I was like, I can't do this. And I remember being like, are you like, am I getting scared straight? Is this what you're doing to me? And I remember being like, all I thought was in my head was, only a drunk man is a fool. And do not be drunk. And I I stopped. I stopped being drunk. I think that was the last time I actually got drunk. Because after that, yes, I continued to drink, but I never got drunk. I only once I felt myself start to get buzzed, I stopped. I would just pace myself and I wouldn't allow myself to get drunk. I would make sure I stay very coherent in what I'm doing. And so that was a nice I honestly I feel like I needed that, and I feel like I'm glad that happened to me because it changed me. I feel like a lot of things I'm glad that happened, like the trauma. And I was just talking to my alcohol program lady. I don't know what you call. She's not the director, but like she was. I guess she's like a therapist for that. Um, was telling her about it. I think a lot of my trauma filled with my alcohol use, but I'm actually happy I went through some of my trauma because it made me more humble and kind of like it shaped me who I am today. I don't think like for example, I don't think if I would have went through the situation with my dog the first time when I caught the PTSD, I don't think I would have been gone through in my life where I was now. I wouldn't have been that angry child and closed off to everyone and then finally opening up and learning to love, and from going like, you know, to the darkest area to becoming both light, and then like with trauma. Regardless, alcohol is the biggest trauma, and I'm not gonna put this on another episode of trauma. I'm not gonna switch this to a trauma episode. This is not a therapy session. I'm just saying, I feel like alcohol is a big leading thing in this world, and people don't really see it. And to them, they just see it as a good time, and to them, they they say there's no harm in it because they're to them it's their way of feeling good, and if that's what they want to feel good of that, then that's what they will stick to. um and I'm not going to tell people how to feel, but I will say this is, why not, why don't you want to look for something that can make you feel good without something as a drink or food, something that can get taken away from you? You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like society and the government and all this and whatever you want to call it, the conspiracy or whatever you want to say, because I am a conspiracy theorist. I don't give a crap. I feel like I am. Call me that, because those would you guys consider people who think like me? Would you consider them to be? Anyways, I feel like they put alcohol to make like normalize it. I feel like society normalizes alcohol. And like it's like another drug. It is a drug basically. It's also an antidepressant, and I feel like we shouldn't need that to enjoy ourselves. And if we do need something to intake something to enjoy yourself, are you really happy with yourself? And if you're thinking, okay, well, no, I'm not happy with myself, and that's okay, it's not okay. I think we need to find happiness in another light than to be harming ourselves. I don't know. And to the fact that I got my liver mildly inflamed at one point because of alcohol, that's a problem. I don't know. I do know, but it just makes me think like, yeah. With that being said, I have ink on my hands. I need a little pee double push. You guys aren't gonna know that yet, just yet. But That's alcohol for you. I don't know. I've been having a craving of chavelas. And I get it. You can have a 2 drinks, whatever. But I mean, come on. Why not just enjoy your time? I'm trying to get to the point where I can enjoy my time without even having a drink. And I can because I've done it. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I even went to the bar and I had no drinks. And I posted a couple drinks at the bar. And it was funny. A lot of you guys were saying, like, I thought you were trying to be sober. Or like, oh, like this girl, she's, not being sober. Whatever the case is. Guess what? I was sober. I had virgin drinks and water. I was at the bar. I had that. And yeah, I mean, of course, I shouldn't put myself in a situation that I could possibly drink if I'm trying not to. And actually, I'm trying to take myself out of that situation now. Slowly and surely, I know it's not going to happen overnight. It's not like something that's going to get zapped. Life happens. I might make a mistake. The part is to not put myself in that position. So, have fun, guys.